What's up, guys? Back for episode number 3 of the Baloney PODCAST. I'm here with our co-host Tyler Batoni and our welcome special guest, our third college roommate, Enrique, aka Rico Souza. How you doing, guys?
Rico,
What's up, brother? How you doing?
what's up, bro?
What's up, guys? It's been a while.
It's
Yo,
been a
bro.
while. It feels like college all over again, boys.
Yeah, every time we get together, it's like we're back there again.
This time we're here to talk about fantasy football.
And football.
Yes, sir.
We
Football,
all have a league where we're in together, and currently Tyler is in 5th place. I'm in 6th place, and Enrique, you're in 3rd.
I'm in 3rd, baby. Soon to be in 2nd when I win this week.
I'm coming for that. I'm coming for you, Rico. Coming for that bye. One
You
game
can
behind
chase
that
all
bye.
you want, but you'll never get there, buddy.
I will be. I will be there after I beat Tony this week.
No, you're going down. I'm missing Godwin, ETN. I'm missing the whole squad. You're still going down.
Yo, I thought I was going to lose last week. What happened?
Same thing as Dynasty. We just pull out wins when you don't want them. You at least expect it.
All right, Speaking of losing, bro.
Just to give some background information about yourself, Enrique. Tell them how many fantasy championships you have in our league.
Okay, so in our league, I have 2 fantasy championships and 2 2nd places. And one of them was actually to your uncle, which I'm still salty about.
Yeah, that was when we were all living in the same house together at college. That was a fun year.
And then I fleeced you with that trade.
What trade was that, Tyler?
Where I got Jordan Howard and Cook for Rob Gronkowski.
Holy shit.
The funny part is Howard and Gronkowski both stunk it up, but Jared Cook happened to be good.
I know. Jared Cook was just an ageless wonder, man. He was pretty good still.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you guys did a trade back then. That's mad funny because Enrique is actually known as the guy in our league who refuses to trade.
Yeah, I let Tyler talk me into it. So after that one, I'm like, I'm never doing that again.
And then I traded with Tony that year. I gave him David Johnson. He gave me DeAndre Hopkins.
Cool.
But I don't know if that was that year or the next year.
The reason I don't like to trade is because I like to think that my team is like, I'm confident in the way I drafted, you know. I don't know. I like to roll with my guys.
Yeah, but trading's like the whole fun of you could improve your team. Obviously, you can make it worse.
I know it's fun, and if I ever actually needed to make a trade, like I felt like I needed to, I would. But just I don't feel like I need to. I think my team's good enough.
I'll trade you a bag of chips for Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
You could literally have them for a fucking full bag of Doritos, baby. So make sure they're the purple ones.
So talk about Clyde real quick, because we brought him up a lot on our last podcast. Enrique, we're in a 14-team half PPR league with 2 starting flex, 7 bench spots. Have you considered dropping Clyde? I know you're not super active on free agency and waivers, but what are you thinking you're doing with Clyde?
I want to keep him just in case because injuries happen, bro. So if Pacheco goes, I hope he doesn't go down. But if he does go down, I'd rather have Clyde there because, in my opinion, Pacheco just like beat him out. But I still think Clyde's good enough to be a starting back. Pacheco's just a little bit bigger, and he's probably better in pass protection because we all know Clyde's problem is he's a little bit undersized. But I don't know. I think he's still a good back, in my opinion.
He actually started out hot. He was scoring a lot of points in the beginning, and he got faded.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like, I don't know why. Out of nowhere, they were just like, we're not going with him anymore.
I feel like that's the same thing with Leonard Fournette, though. I mean, he hasn't been good, but the rookie hasn't been that well either.
Well, Fournette's a different story because that's a team thing. It's not really a player thing. Like Clyde is just because of him getting beaten by a rookie, whereas Fournette is just the whole team isn't good at rushing the ball and starts with the offensive line, obviously, which is not the same offensive line that they went to the Super Bowl with. So
I also see Fournette keeping at least 50%, if not more, of the work when healthy, whereas Clyde, 0, 0 points, 0 touches. He got completely faded off that offense. The same way that Enrique faded Tyler right after college. He stopped answering his texts, kept leaving him on red. Poor Tyler was on the sideline crying, just like Clyde, you know. They're both 5'8", both 110 pounds soaking wet, and they're not built for this, you know. Some people just aren't tough enough. So sorry,
Yeah,
but hey,
that's true.
Clyde is a good hold. I said the same thing to Tyler. I said you should hold them just in case. Wait another week, see if Pacheco is the guy, the number one guy again, or maybe they go back to a 50-50 split. You can never tell with these unpredictable coaches. You know, I'm not saying Andy Reid's Shanahan by any means, but
Yeah. You know they like to play that Belichick card, you know, like keep them guessing. Maybe next game Hilaire would have like more touches. I don't know. You never know. I mean,
Rico, as a McCaffrey owner, how you feeling right now?
I was happy with that first game he had, but last week I wasn't very happy, and it's just because Mitchell's back, so they're trying to keep him fresh, but Mitchell got a lot of work too, so I didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play Mitchell against you just so I could smoke you with him.
that's all right. I'm starting Tyler
Word.
Algier and Latavius Murray. So if you don't beat me, that's pretty damn embarrassing. So
I'm missing Mike Evans. I'm missing Keenan Allen. Who's on my buy? I have someone else in my buy. Uh, Kenneth Walker. So I have a lot of players on the buy too.
Wait,
no,
how long is Keenan out for?
I don't know.
he'll be
And
back.
then Jerry Judy. Jerry Judy's probably not playing. So it's a lot of
Is
players.
that's all your receivers?
No, I got Jacoby Myers. I got I can't even remember.
That's what
Jacoby
happens when you have
Myers.
too many teams, too many people to remember.
Yeah.
Tyler's team's gonna beat mine. At least he should. If not, he doesn't deserve to make the playoffs because I just traded away all my depth to acquire Fields and J.K. Dobbins. So starting Algier and Latavius Murray is terrible. They're gonna score 8 points combined. There's no way that Tyler should not beat me when I'm missing Godwin, Fournette,
Oh,
and ETN. Those are three of my
Mike
best
Evans
players.
as well. Mike Evans as well. So Mike Evans, Jerry Judy, Keenan Allen, Jacoby Myers are usually my 4 starting receivers. So potentially I'm only gonna have one of them.
And then
Wow.
I'm also starting Wandale Robinson. So that those 3 players I listed are going to score less than 10. That's an easy win for you. No excuses for you.
No, maybe
Yeah,
no Kyler Murray as well.
Okay, that's something that could lean in my favor. If Fields goes for another 40-point bomb, that's something both of you guys haven't really had from your quarterbacks all year. I know Tyler has Murray, so he's okay. Without Murray, you're struggling though, right? Like, what are your options in a 14-team league?
I played Brissett last week. I dropped him because he got 1 game left. And then I got the boss on Rico's shirt. Zachy
there
Wilson.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Should
You
definitely
know you
start
love
Zach.
the MILF, man.
Zach Milson, the MILF Slayer himself. You should definitely start Zach versus me. You know, that'll even it out with Wandale and Murray and Algier shitting the bed.
Right
I
now
was just about to say that.
he's in my starting lineup just because I'm not taking him. I'm not taking Murray off IR yet. He's questionable. Then I got to start shuffling my lineup around. I hate how Yahoo does that. They don't let me make any moves, even if the person's not going to play. If it's like Sunday night, if it's Saturday morning, it's still questionable. I can't make a move. It's annoying.
That's how all the leagues should be. Anything that's not like that is a terrible website. You should get off
I
it.
know,
That's
but it's
how
annoying.
Sleeper is. That's how Yahoo is. If you're not using those 2 apps, you're living in 2007 because the rest of the apps are terrible. ESPN's a joke. CBS makes you pay for it. No thank you.
No.
But let me go back to my point about the quarterbacks. And you know, I traded a boatload, as Enrique said. I overpaid to get Justin Fields, and I want to hear how Enrique feels with his quarterback situation because he's been struggling all season long. And you have a matchup versus the 2 seed this week, so we all have some important games this week. How you feeling with your guy?
Yeah, unfortunately, I took a gamble with Rodgers. I kind of knew, you know, it was either going to be boom or bust with him. More bust considering he had no weapons coming into the year, But I took a gamble just because it's Rodgers, freaking Mr. MVP. Thought he could make the team better, even with rookie wide receivers. But it turns out they're a run first team now, so he's not getting any points. I mean, I don't even know how many games he's thrown for over 200 yards, except for last game when his receiver was it Watkins, the rookie? Yeah,
No,
it's
that
Watkins, right?
Watson.
Watson, yeah, Watson. When Watson went off, finally, he had like over 200 yards receiving. He had 200 yards passing.
Yo, Rico.
So that So
Sorry,
that
continue.
was
Continue.
so that was kind of annoying because like you said in the 14-team league, it's hard to find quarterbacks. But I'm actually pretty happy with the pickup that I got in Taylor Heineke. I think I mean last game it wasn't that good, but he takes gambles, you know. He'll force it in the end zone, which I prefer over like Rodgers who won't do that because the gambles pay off. And they're starting to win again. So we'll see.
Yo, Rico, I'll give you a quarterback, bro. I'll give you Murray, but you got to give me McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why don't you take AJ Brown off my hands while you're at it too?
I'll take
I'll give
AJ
you
Brown too,
I'll give you
and
AJ
Mark
Brown and
Andrews.
McCaffrey for Kyler Murray and then everybody else on your team.
I got Derrick Henry, bro.
Henry playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
But
think
yeah, I don't know.
Yo,
I just
my
think
team started off really bad, but then everything started to fall into place. Like McCaffrey got traded. Uh, unfortunately, Rashad Penny got hurt.
so
Kenyon
just to
Drake started
finish
taking
my
over the lead back. Brian Robinson came back and started scoring touchdowns. So it's like Derrick Henry started scoring points. So everything fell into place for that team. It was 0-3. Now it's 6-4.
everything you said is right except for Kenyon Drake. He is not going to be the starting back.
He started getting touches. He's not going to be the starting back, but he scored a lot of points the last 2 out of 3 weeks.
Yeah. When
So
the
obviously
Ravens
he
love to
helped me win
rotate
last
backs
week.
though.
He helped me win last week, or the week
Yeah,
before, one of the two. The week
the
before.
Ravens love to rotate backs because they need to because they
Yeah.
run the ball so much. They need to keep them fresh. Like a couple weeks ago, Gus Edwards got 2 touchdowns, and then like the
Yeah.
week after, it was Drake getting the touchdown. So it's hard to gamble on a Ravens running back.
I just want
But to get back to my point, I think for the options that were in our league, I just think Taylor Heineke was the best option I could pick up.
I had a league where I was down by 4 going into the Monday night game, and it was a 2 quarterback league. So I started Heineke because Burrow was on a bye, and I was shitting my pants because Heineke scored 5.8, and I needed 4, and I thought he was going to throw another interception. That was nerve wracking. But hey, they beat the undefeated Eagles. I couldn't believe it, and he got the job done. So if you get a 5.8 from your quarterback this week and you're happy, you're a crazy fucking bastard. I'll tell you that.
How
Well,
about
I'm
that
not.
fumble though at the end of the game, costing us our loss? That fumble for a touchdown. We were winning 136 point, or we were losing 136.98 to 136.44, and we really wanted to lose. We were going to come in last. We were going to be in last place because we're tanking, and for our dynasty 12-team Superflex league. And who was it? Devontae Smith fumbles, aka throws a backwards pass, pretty much into the end zone, and Washington scoops up, scores, and we win. How heartbreaking!
Yeah, Tyler said that we lost, but I don't give a fuck. We're 2-7, 3-7,
3-7. And
three
we
and
would have
seven.
been
We're in
sole
second
possession
to
of last place.
We're in second to last place. Tyler's overreacting as he does every week. Believe you and me, I get the text messages every week. Oh my god, we should have started this guy. Oh my god, we should because the guy on the bench went off. Tyler just overreacts. We'll still get the first
When,
pick if we want it. But hey, now we can maybe make the playoffs at 7-7. Just got to win out.
Yo, Rico, who's going to be better? Robinson or Gibbs? Have you been following college football or no?
Robinson.
Robinson. Do you think by a lot?
Mm, I don't know. With college players, it's hard to tell. You know, like they could be studs in college and be bust in the NFL. But if you look at potential, I think Robinson is he's got the more potential.
And
But it
that's
also comes down to what team he gets drafted to. A lot of shit. You know, you can't just say he's going to be good.
That's true.
That's way more important than the actual talent, the situation. Because if Robinson gets drafted to the Niners, no, thank you. I'll take the QB.
That's not happening because they got
Anytime.
McCaffrey.
You never know. That's all I'm saying. I'm just giving you an example.
Hmm.
Whether it's realistic or not doesn't matter. It's all about the situation. If he goes to Atlanta, he's going to be a second round pick in redraft next year, and he's going to be great. But we'll see. I also am okay with the second overall pick in Dynasty because you're going to get the best quarterback. And it's super flex 2 QB league. Having a quarterback that's going to be your guy for 10 years, that's perfect. That's fine with me. It's really not a big difference between the first pick and the second pick in Dynasty. Never tank until you're truly out of it, mathematically eliminated. And
Yeah, but a quarterback's not going to make our team better next year.
It absolutely will because we don't have a third quarterback that's reliable. And we need that. You need that in a Superflex league. Tyler's shaking his head, but he's also played Superflex for 2 months.
I'm not saying that it's not good, but it's not going to make our starting lineup better. It's going to make our bench better.
Well, what if Lawrence or Fields get hurt? Fields is easily one of the highest injury-prone quarterbacks in the league. Anybody that runs the ball like he does, he is just an ACL tear waiting to happen. Look at Trey Lance. What's our answer for that then? Oh, put Bijan Robinson at Superflex? Yeah, good luck. Screwed in that scenario.
We'll put Taylor Heineke in or Carson Wentz or Baker
Taylor
Mayfield.
Heineke will be fucking backing up Matt Ryan in fucking New England.
We'll be able to grab some off the waiver wire like we did this year. We grabbed Cooper Rush, Bailey Zappi, PJ Walker. We grabbed all these players off the waiver wire.
You do not win.
PJ Walker, what a stud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his 2 for 9 with 9 yards. You don't win a Superflex league with those quarterbacks. You need 2 elite quarterbacks, if not 3. Otherwise, you're fucked. That's how you win Superflex leagues.
He's right.
Champ himself.
He's right.
Look,
totally right.
You really don't know who's going to be the best quarterback in the draft.
You don't know who's going to be the best running back. Same thing goes either way.
Yeah, I know.
It's all about situation, timing.
I remember back in the day when we used to roll with 2 quarterbacks, I would just pick the 2 best I could. And then back in the day when, you know, Big Ben and Drew Brees were still balling, I remember I had a team with Big Ben and Drew Brees, and they took me to the championship. So
Superflex league?
I don't remember, but
it was a 2 quarterback league. It was not a Superflex.
Yeah.
I had to start 2 quarterbacks, and it was in 2015. I thought I had the best team because I think I started off with Andrew Luck, and then he got hurt and retired, and then Peyton Manning was my other quarterback, and that was the year he got benched for Brock Osweiler. So I had a great.
I remember that. I remember that. That was so unlucky.
Yeah.
He literally thought he was going to be balling with Peyton and Luck, and then they both were like, "Fuck you."
So that was my first year hosting my friend league, and now we're on year number 6, I believe. 6, yeah, this is year number 6, and we went from a 12-team 2 quarterback league to a half PPR 12-team league for year 2 and 3. And then year 4, 5, 6, we've been a 14-team half PPR league. How do you guys like the different? Tyler? Because I know you play 12-team leagues. How do you like the difference between a 12 and a 14-team league?
Yeah, at first I didn't like it because my team was losing, but now everything fell into place. It's not bad.
I know, Enrique, you only play in 1 league, but you remember the days when it was a 12-team league where, you know, there was more options in free agency. Every team was a little bit more stacked, scoring more points. You know, which do you prefer, 12 or 14?
Honestly, I prefer the 14. I like that competitive nature. Like I said before, like I like having my one team, and that's why you said before, like I'm barely picking people up too, like unless I have to. I like rolling with my team. and then I try to keep good backups.
Enrique would really like best ball because he's the type of player that wants to just draft and trust his draft is better than everyone else's, and then he'll win because of that. And that there's a format called best ball where all you do is draft, no ad drops, no trades, and it automatically puts your highest scoring players into your starting lineup every week. And you draft huge rosters to cover injuries and shit. And it's really fun. Me and Tyler are in a league like that. Tyler, are you ahead of me in that league or what?
No, I'm 6-4.
Oh yeah, that's my
I have
team
so many.
back,
I have
right?
so many injuries on my team, though.
That's yeah, because you can't replace the guys, you can't add new guys, so your injuries just pile up, and it comes down to who's the healthiest slash luckiest team.
My team's still decent is because everyone else in that league, half the team spent all their money in the beginning, so I was able to draft a decent team. I'm missing so many players: Sterling Shepard, Javonte Williams. The list goes on. The list just goes on. Corey
Oh boy,
Davis.
he's missing Sterling Shepard. Oh my God, how's he gonna recover? The elite Sterling.
Listen, at the end of the day, they're players and they put up points. It's a guy like Terry McLaurin that has a bad game, and Shepard scores 15 points. It's a good feeling, It happens.
Yeah. Speaking of the Giants and their receiving core, Enrique, we talked a little bit about Darius Slayton on our last episode. How do you feel about Darius Slayton going forward? Is he the true wide receiver one for that team?
Honestly, I think he's more of a wide receiver too, in my opinion. Could he be a wide receiver one? He has the talent to, but he hasn't showed it since he came in the league. And I know he had a touchdown last week. He had a pretty good game, but it's just the consistency for me that makes him not a wide receiver one. And that could be Daniel Jones, or they're rushing the ball too much. But I don't know. He just hasn't showed it for me.
Let me hit you with some some stats for Darius Slayton.
Let me just tell you this while he's looking up the stats. So, like Enrique said, I completely agree. Daniel Jones is terrible. He's one of the top 10, if not top 5, worst starting QBs in the league. He's good for fantasy because he runs, but that's a different topic. And then Saquon, 35 rushes last game. That is incredibly high. That's like near what the Packers were doing with 2 running backs of Aaron Jones and Dylan, all just for Saquon. I don't know how he's staying healthy, but he's doing it. They're a run first team with Vanilla Vic at quarterback. I'm not a big fan of Slayton, but hey, this week versus Detroit, another touchdown candidate.
So Darius Slayton since week 4 is PPR points 2.1, which is a bad game. 13.9 points with 7 targets, 6 receptions. 2.8 bad game. 14.8, 3 catches, 6 targets. 11.6, 6 targets, 5 catches, and 18.5, 4 targets, 3 receptions, and a touchdown. So his last 3 weeks, he's been pretty consistent, pretty solid. I'm not saying he's a start, like put him in your lineup, but grab him. And I probably should have started him last week because it was either him or Brandon Cooks, and Brandon Cooks got that touchdown taken away. But 18.5 points, and the last 3 weeks he's put up double-digit points. Not a bad option.
Yeah, a guy actually that reminds me of that's been starting to get up higher is Rondale Moore on the Cardinals. He had 9 targets last week, which is pretty good for him. I feel like he's getting healthier, and the quarterbacks are starting to trust him, so that's good. And then having Hopkins back, that Hopkins is going to get all the interest on the defense, so that gives Rondale more time to be able to catch passes. But that's the thing about Slayton that I don't like. It's if a team wants to stop Slayton, who else is going to catch the ball besides that Robinson?
Barkley and Robinson.
And they don't have they traded away Tony. So and then Sterling is hurt. So who else do they have to throw the ball to? So if a team really wants to stop, let's say they're playing the Eagles and Slay could cover him all game. That's why I'm saying it's good to have him, but don't trust him because you did say he'll give you those 2-point games.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't know. I wouldn't like it.
So Khalil Herbert landed himself on the IR. You heard about that, Tony?
Yeah, Khalil Herbert is on the IR, so David Montgomery is definitely now elevated from like RB30 to RB20, maybe a little higher, not much higher because he's just having a bad year. But David Montgomery's smash start. That's exciting for me because he's one of my most drafted guys. I just wanted to bring up real quick. You guys were talking about the Giants and Darius Slayton. And then Enrique brought Rondell Moore, which is one of my favorite players. Zach Ertz now is out for the year. So Rondell Moore, until Marquise Brown comes back, is a smash start. He's a top 25 receiver for me. I'm starting him in every single league possible, unless you're in like one of those weird like little kid leagues where it's like 8 teams or less. If you are, I wouldn't play that. That's not real fantasy. That's little boy shit. That's like what Tyler was doing last year before he met me, and I showed him the real fantasy.
I played in one 10-team league because it was a work league.
I'm kidding. But Rondell Moore's smash start. Give me more of Rondell Moore. Absolutely. Hopkins is only taking the pressure off of him. Rondell has really started to show why he's a legit wide receiver. And he did it with Colt McCoy. Not even with Kyler.
Yep.
He looked great with Colt McCoy. I mean, I don't know what to say other than I wish I had more Rondell Moore.
Yep. I agree.
Just
Had to bring him up.
Just to go a little off topic from fantasy for a little. Can you guys we're about the halfway point in the NFL season, including the playoffs. Can you guys give me a Super Bowl prediction here? What 2 teams do you think see yourself watching in the Super Bowl? Enrique, go first.
Wow, that's a tough one. I don't know. If you asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have said the Bills are definitely going to be in the Super Bowl. But the Bills are definitely a team that could be beaten. You know, everybody was thinking the Eagles could be Super Bowl contenders because they were 8-0, but they could be beaten. I mean, on any given day, any team could be beaten. So I just don't know. If I had to put my money on it, I would say the Bills. But then the Bills got to get past the Chiefs too. So the Chiefs are looking good. Andy Reid's just a genius. No Tyreek Hill, still balling.
Let's go. Make up your mind here.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
And
the tough one.
all right, I'm gonna go Chiefs and Bucks. Just because I think Tom Brady is gonna somehow pull it off.
Okay.
I think
I can see that.
I don't know about the Bucks.
I just think it's a wild card thrown in there. I think
that's a good guess. It's just for me, it's their offensive line is not the same.
It's never the 2 teams you expect. It's always one surprise or maybe even 2. So
I was gonna say one
is a good surprise, Dave. Who did you say?
I said the Chiefs.
I don't know. I think the 49ers could also
I like that.
be there.
Yep, absolutely. Jimmy G has gotten there before.
I think 49ers just because, the way they're starting to trend up, and then their defense is just crazy. I mean, linebackers, they just lost. I would say the only thing holding them back is corner because they just lost Verrett. But linebackers are elite. D-line is obviously elite. So they got the defense, and it's just Garoppolo managing that team well.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't mind that pick. I'd have more confidence in them if Trey Lance didn't get hurt because I think Jimmy G is top 5 worst quarterback in the league. He constantly overthrows Debo, and it's really infuriating as someone that owns Debo. It's hard to watch, and he barely targets Kittle from time to time. Kittle just disappears, which is ridiculous.
No, I totally agree. You can't have guys like Kittle, Ayuk, Debo. Now you have McCaffrey. Like, this dude should be putting up crazy numbers, but at the end of the day, he's a game manager. Okay, so if he's able to manage the game and get some wins, and they won last week, who knows? have a feeling they could be a team up there.
Besides not having a quarterback, they have the right formula with a run game, with multiple running backs they can trust, and a good defense. That's how you win playoff football, by running the clock out and stopping the other team from scoring. And they could do both of those. I love Bosa on the edge. They got a good secondary. I wouldn't be surprised if either of your picks made it. So now it's time for my picks. I wanted to go last because I didn't want to influence you guys. But I think it's fucking obvious who's making the Super Bowl. I mean, I can't believe neither of you guys said either of my teams. It's clearly going to be Geno Smith and the Seahawks and the motherfucking Zach Wilson-led Jets. The Jets are going to win the Super Bowl, and Zach Wilson's going to guarantee. I'm just kidding. All right, so my real pick, I'm going with I've had this pick since week 3. I've been confident with this. I'm not changing. The Bills are getting to the Super Bowl. They were so fucking close last year. They deserve to make it. Not last year. The year before that was the game with the that was decided by the coin flip.
No, it was last year.
It was last year? Okay, so they still would have had to beat the Bengals, but they were close. I think they get there this year if Josh Allen stays healthy. And then my pick from the NFC, no one took it. It's the easy one. I'm going with the Eagles. Just like we said with Enrique's pick, defense, the Eagles have one of the best defenses in the league. I don't care about the Washington game. Shit happens. No one's perfect except for the Dolphins and the fucking Tom Brady 07 Patriots. The run game for the Eagles and the defense is fantastic, and they have an elite quarterback. That's the difference between Philly and San Fran. They don't have the playoff experience necessarily, but Jalen Hurts is elite, and good luck to any team stopping that man running in January when it's brick outside. I can see that.
Besides the Commanders.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, well, that's football.
I agree with that. But now that the Eagles lost, in my opinion, like teams are gonna look at that film with Washington and they're gonna start figuring something out. Like I think they're still gonna be good and they're still gonna win, but like teams are gonna start figuring it out. It's just a matter of time, just like Washington did. Or maybe it was just an off game, but if you put something like that on film, there's something you can find and expose. Teams, that's what good teams do. So we'll see.
Man, Rico, you're so smart.
Shut up, bitch.
My counter argument to that is good luck getting AJ Brown to have one catch throughout the game. Most teams don't have the type of secondary to do that.
I agree. AJ Brown, like that was one of my best picks for my fantasy team. The dude is a stud.
Enrique, real quick, AJ Brown or CeeDee Lamb? That's something we brought up last podcast.
AJ Brown.
Easily. I agree. He's been better all year. I love AJ Brown. He was hurt though last game. I think that might have played a part. He limped off.
He was definitely hurt.
Yeah.
He was definitely hurt, and they were just having an off night. But I mean, you still got Goddard and Smith and Quez. Like they're just stacked all over.
Real quick, Goddard's on the IR with Cooper Kupp and Khalil Herbert, 4 big injuries that those guys are out for at least 4.
What happened to Goddard?
Shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Shoulder.
One of the last plays of the game, he was laying on the floor. He was hurt. But just to move on to our last topic, because we're running out of time here. Who's one of your biggest fantasy misses of the year so far? Like, in your opinion, Enrique, what's the one player you wish you could go back because you regret not taking?
Regret not taking? Probably Josh Allen.
Really now? Because so you would have had to take him with your second round pick then, because he went in the second round of our 14-team league.
Yeah, I think my team with Josh Allen, and who would I pick in the second round? I picked McCaffrey with my first pick, so I don't remember who I picked in the second. AJ Brown, yeah. Okay, I don't have AJ Brown, but I think the rest of my receivers are with Josh Allen and my running backs. I think I'd be good enough.
Who's your best bench receiver, real quick, just to give the viewers an idea?
Bench receiver, probably Pickens, and more as a starter now, I would say.
I think Pickens starts for you, doesn't he?
This week he started. It was because of a bye. I had players on a bye.
Think that makes his team better, Tyler?
What's up?
Do you think taking Josh Allen instead of AJ Brown makes Rico's team better, real quick?
I don't know, maybe. You never know. unless it happened.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have AJ Brown there. That's just my opinion, but yeah, you did get unlucky with the quarterbacks. But that'll wrap up our video for today. Everybody, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. Give us a comment. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, and we'll get you next time. Peace out.
Peace.